Hello, I'm Tyler, and this is going to be a playthrough of Sam Masi Disc Golf Course in Medina, Ohio, which is located across the street from Roscoe Ewing Park, which I have a video of on my channel. And it's like an 11-hole course, like an extension towards Roscoe, essentially. It's really tough holes, really hard to birdie anything. A couple of them are even hard to par. So I'm going to be playing with Nick Schultz here, a couple of his drives, and the vast majority of my shots. I'll be cutting out like the 10-foot tap-in putts to make it a little bit shorter, but it's a good time. So let's get started. So here we are starting at hole 1. It's pretty much a straight to fade forehand. See, I early released this pretty significantly. Nick corrects to it. Yeah, much better. He's parked. So I just pitched out of the woods here. This is my third shot. Just throwing, off the tee I threw a 400 F2, but here's a 350G A2. I clipped the branches a little bit, leaves me about 30 feet, circle's edge roughly, for my bogey. I actually made that, so starting off 1 over par. This would have been better, but hole 2, Nick's going big. Definitely came out early left, ran a little bit low than we wanted, but I'm throwing a 400 D2 here, trying to get a big flex over the right and fade back towards the basket. So I threw that's the shot shape I wanted. I just didn't really commit to the shot. I needed to put more on it, so I didn't fade out a little early. But that'll leave me like 50 feet away. Here's Nick, he's throwing his second shot. Just spike hyzer, gets caught up in some trees. Bad reaction off the floor. But I'm throwing 400 G PA4 here for I use for all my long putts. Just pretty much laying up there. Take my par. Here's Nick going a little crazy. He's throwing a big flex. I didn't catch it on camera here, but it comes down to just like maybe 100 feet away. So I'm throwing a 750 F2 here, which is, I'm looking for a little hyzer flip and then to fade to the left, but I just threw it too low. I'm like 100 feet here. Throwing that same 400 GPA4, giving it a little run, just short of the basket, but here's Nick going for another crazy shot I'm not going to be able to find, but again, he's like 100 feet away from the basket, just lay up for his 3. I'm going for my 400 glow H3V2, just throwing hyzer flip up the middle, a little bit of fade. And I peered this shot. You'll see at the end here, that was heading right to the basket, gonna be park. It wasn't high enough for an ace run, but I caught this last tree on the left there, left me about 60 feet. Tried to give a little bit of a bid and rolled to about 40 feet down the hill here and pulled my putt a little right. That's an easy way to take a bogey. Now I'm 2 over par. So here, Nick and I are both going to go for this huge hyzer. Nick throws it out. He gets caught up in some trees. That'll leave him at probably 50 feet. I'm going with my 400 D1 max here. Same line, and I don't know why. Same thing as hole 2. I just didn't commit to the shot. So this is going to be way short and way right in the middle of the woods. And I just pitched out to where I am now, which is probably 50 feet from the basket. And actually made that putt. So that's a very good par save for me. Still sitting at 2 over. Here's Nick. We're going for like a straight hyzer, like a little stall forehand on the left there to get to the right. He got in a little early on the woods there. I'm going again with my 400 glow H3V2. I'm going like straight up to stall to the right. This is the exact shot I'm going for. I need to develop a little bit more power on my forehand to get it there. So you'll see I'm probably 45 feet out here. It's not far enough forward. Give it a little run. Now just tap it in. And I'm putting with 350G PA3s. Didn't know if I mentioned that. Here's Nick. Just a little bit low. He's going for it. Anything over that path to the left is OB. So I'm going with that same 400 H3V2, trying to flip it up, hold over, but I just put a little bit too much hyzer on it, so I'm going out OB there. Probably 65 feet here, shooting 3. Yeah, didn't really give it much of a chance, but it's another bogey for me. This one is it's tough. We're both trying to just pipe it down the middle and get some fade at the end, but Nick pulls it a little right, kicks out in the middle of the fairway. Not too bad. I'm going again with that H3V2. Really like that disc on this course. And my timing was just horrible. Something messed up. So it came out early and a little bit nose up. So we're going to see Nick's upshot first here. He's trying to throw a big spike hyzer over the tree. And I think he tripped or something or slipped. So came out really early. I'm throwing my original 750 H3 here. Just really dumpy spike hyzer to get out in that fairway so I can get an easy 4. I catch that little branch and luckily stay in bounds. So now I'm throwing that 400 GPA 4 again, a little flick, a little touch approach right at the basket. And it's like 10 feet away. So there's another bogey for me. Nick's doing Nick things again, throwing some crazy flex shot. He came down in the middle, so it ended up working. And the fairway in the middle here is really, really tight, so it's not really worth even going for me. So there's this big hyzer over to the right with that 750 H3. You see it come down. I'm just playing a layup shot right in the middle of the fairway, just like 100 feet from the basket. Same 400 GPA 4, little touch approach. Just got a little bit out of hand, came out early, but luckily I didn't get too much action, so I'm still like 10 feet away. Now we're playing the easiest hole in the course that you really like to birdie. Nick puts it close, like 10, 15 feet away to the left a little bit. There's water all on the left side, so you kind of want to push it out wide. I'm throwing my 400, like King of the Forest, Seppo PA1 here on the hyzer. I go a little bit too far left. I came right over the basket there, you'll see it. And Nick got a little excited with his camera work here. A little fancy action shot. I'm probably 35 feet away. And just off the right side chain there. No birdie for me. You got hole 11, last hole on the course. Also probably the hardest hole to 2 on the course. Just trying to look to get it up that tunnel. And Nick came out a little bit early and somehow got back to the fairway. I'm throwing a 400 F3 here. Just trying to get a little bit of hyzer and flip it up. And just a little early. I wanted to throw that exact line just 2 feet to the right, and it's really good. So I'm throwing a little, I still got pretty far down the fairway. I'm throwing a little touchy 400 GPA 4 approach again. And like 12 feet away again. So I'm happy with that. So overall, that was Sam Masi Disc Golf course. It's a pretty difficult course as you see here. We didn't play particularly poorly, but even then, ended up getting off the fairway in a couple of holes. That OB on hole 7 was rough. Should have been avoided. But overall, I ended up at 4 over par, which is honestly not that bad of a round at Masi. That's pretty good. And we didn't really keep score for Nick, but he would have been around where I was, maybe 1 stroke, 2 strokes better, depending on how it is. But we didn't really keep score of his. So overall, very much recommend playing the course. You can play it in tandem with Roscoe Ewing and get a 27-hole layout that is pretty much challenges you in every way. There's every shaft shape throughout the whole course, so very, very good course to be playing. So if anybody wants like another course in the area to be had a video made about it or any other questions, just shoot me a message. I'll either go get it done or talk to you about whatever you want to know. But I plan on making more of these in the future. Leave any feedback you have in the comments or send me a message. Thanks.